Yeah, so those I'm not going to tell you what groups, but the special operation guys, what they were doing was they would their whole team would be given all individual bags, and then they would be given their missions on how to get their bags to, I don't know, I guess their contact for whatever their bag contained. So I was like, damn, I was like, that's what we're supporting. And one of the guys said, yeah, is that cool? I was like, I was like, this is like multi-agency cooperation. I was like, man, I could apply to the CIA and they could look up all the missions I did and all the support I did for whatever nation we were supporting. So I was just like, damn, that's crazy. It's like, this is like, I was like, man, this is some real next level stuff. Like, so in a sense, they were all given fragments of information. So whoever was the final person that put it all together would get the final picture. Like, oh, this is what's going on. So at that time, yeah, that we were helping them. We were trying to help them get to safety. In other words, sometimes they showed up, sometimes they didn't. So it's just like, well, that sucks, I guess. So he leaked a little more to me. It's like, well, I was like, who are you guys? Like, who are you trying to get away from? He's like, in a sense, I guess you could say, he's like, Hezbollah intelligence. So it was a guy. Him and I, we just looked at each other, kind of giggled and laughed, like, yeah, whoever the hell that is, like, whoever trained them to know what to gather. So yeah, so I was like, man, that's crazy. So, but now we found out later on through President Obama that it was the Iranian general that he killed. So when I heard that news, I was like, take that, man. I was like, man, you and your goons were trying to kill us. So yeah, I loved it when I heard that. He was in charge of their intelligence. An Iranian regime figure. So that's how they got their money. So like, oh, well, so in other words, they were getting special operations training from whatever country they could. Man, I've been noticing my blinks have been going a bit lately. My glaucoma's getting worse. My vertigo and I gotta focus on something. When it gets low light a little bit, if I don't have high beams on, things get a little shifty and shaky. I hate it. There we go. So we concluded that they were sending them to the second largest mercenary training companies in the world, which was, at that time, Russia. So in a sense, we were fighting Spetsnaz trained and Russian infantry trained terrorists. Because, like I said, they were giving all that money and all that training. So I sat back and I realized, like, holy crap, the times that, oh man, I missed my turn off. I forgot the times that every time our safety systems, like IR, any type of jamming or whatever that was used on us, because our helicopters always would fire off our flares, and I always wondered why. And sometimes if we were lucky enough, I would be able to see like a plume of smoke off in the distance somewhere. And I always wondered, like, what the hell is that? Like, maybe they just timed it wrong. But then I realized, I was like, they were giving all the defective Russian equipment to use on us. Because I don't know if you're aware, but anything that you go to war with is all the lowest bidders equipment. Yeah, the U.S. government goes to the lowest bidder for all of their equipment. So who knows how long that equipment's been sitting there. So that's being practiced here. Just imagine how unregulated it is overseas. So yeah, they were trying to shoot us out of the sky with 1980s hardware, which at that time 2010 hardware was designed to prevent all that stuff from working. So yeah, the rockets would shoot, but it would probably just shoot up into the air and then just come straight back down and probably blow them up. Because after a while, it stopped. I stopped seeing plumes. But you could still, I just took the best guess that they were still trying to figure out how to use like their man pad systems, which is crazy. That means I could have been shot out of the sky at any time, but our flare, I forgot what they called them, but the prevention systems for being locked on with any type of laser or IR stuff, it worked. All of it worked every time. Yeah, because we would have to always reload all the flares, all the shaft, like everything that was used to prevent all that hardware from working properly. Yeah, and all that requires training. So that's why I conclude, holy crap, we were fighting Spetsnaz and Russian infantry. Trained people. So when the Ukraine war started, I started laughing my ass off. Like, they're not gonna fight that long. I already fought against people they trained in Iraq. Half of the time they're malnourished. I don't know about you, but hungry people don't do things when they're hungry. Or they don't do things that are going to make them more hungry. There you go. So I just thought it was amazing that when I was awake, I was actually playing, because like I said, I was still recovering. I would lay down and try to sleep, toss and turn, 4 or 5 hours, toss and turn. So I just get up and say, screw it. So I got up and I was playing, I was playing World of Warcraft midnight 3-day early release, because my buddy coaxed me into buying the Epic version, because he got it just randomly one day and said, oh, I thought you already did. So he enjoyed the whole day of it. And I was like, man, you're an a-hole. Like, what a buddy, right? So yeah, I got it. And yeah, I was awake when I was playing, and yeah, sure enough, like I'd say, damn, it was amazing. Like, I think they said he gave the order like at 1:14 a.m. What kind of shocked me was they were saying it was Pacific time, which I was like, well, if that's Pacific time, then that means it was like what, 4 or 5 a.m. already over there. And anywho, but yeah, when I heard that, yeah, I was like, it was around that, because the moment I heard on the news, I looked up, yeah, because I have clocks all over my house. And I looked at the clock, and sure enough, yeah, it's at 1. It just changed. Well, I always keep them 1 minute ahead, so it just changed to 1:15. So I was like, oh wow, yeah. Well, no, it was 1:28 when they announced it. So when they said 1:14, I was like, man, I heard it 14 minutes afterwards. Yeah, I don't know where. Yeah, it just went. They were doing the regular news recap, and then it is, oh, I'm breaking news now. The recap people, yeah, which I always thought recaps were, pre-recorded, But no, I never knew that the recaps were actually live. So the person said, "Oh, we're gonna break away from the recap for a short cover for a short story of what's going on." I was like, "Oh yeah!" And I started clapping my hand. I was like, "Yeah, man, the hell yeah! Give it to them, give it to them." They thought they were hot shit back in 2009, 2010 against my young ass when I was 25, 2009. Yeah, 25 when I was 25, 26. So that whole morning I stayed up till like 7 a.m. Just I was awestruck, like, oh, finally they freaking did it. Like, man, I can die peacefully, knowing that the souls that were trying to kill me have now been through tormentation. Is it tormentation? Is that a word? They've been tormented. I gotta look that up. Tormentation. Sounds like a word. I don't care. Alright, have a good night. I'll talk to y'all later.